Hi, Coach. You guys are coming off of last road trip of the regular season, now getting ready for the final homestand. What's been the focus this week as you guys get ready for these last two home games?
Yeah, it's a big challenge for us. Obviously, East Texas A&M beat us, relatively comfortably. We were down by 20 in the second half at their place the first time we played. They're a really talented team. They're a well-coached team, and they're playing well. They haven't gotten the results. They've lost a couple heartbreakers at home to Incarnate Word and Houston Christian. So they're going to come here with their hair on fire and desperate to get a win to put themselves in position to get into the conference tournament. So they have a lot to play for, and I know they're going to be highly motivated. So we have a big challenge ahead of us. We have to play really well, but before that, we have to prepare really well. So days like today in practice are super important, and film super important tomorrow, and our rest and recovery and hydration, all the things that matter as far as physically being capable of operating at capacity is really important. So it's an important week for us, and it's an important process for us.
So, Coach, I know we're coming off the end of the season. We're starting to get ready for that postseason tournament. How does your message to the team shift towards that postseason tournament area?
Yeah, it really I can respect the question. I understand where you're coming from, but we're really not even close to shifting at all. We're really very much focused on East Texas and preparing for that, and even before that, it's just preparing for tomorrow's practice and a great film session and being locked in and engaged in that so we can learn from that and take the information and apply it on the floor and execute that way. So the postseason needs to be the furthest thing from our mind right now. We need to be hyper-focused on the present. We need to be hyper-focused on this process of preparation and the opponent in front of us because it's a really good one.
Yep, and I know you mentioned preparations. I just kind of want to ask you, what aspects of your team right now, I guess, are your weakest right now? What are you trying to improve as you get towards that, as we try to finish off the season?
Yeah, good question. I think we can improve in just about every area, right? Our consistency in every space, needs some strengthening for sure. Defensively, I think first and foremost we have to be really, really sharp and stout in ball screen defense. We have to do a better job of just guarding our man, just a man-to-man our ball coverage, and just guarding our yard and doing a better job of taking ownership of that space. And then ultimately we have to finish possessions at a higher rate. We have to defensive rebound. I'm really challenging our forwards in particular to rebound the basketball. We're not rebounding well enough in those spots. We really have to take ownership of winning our individual matchup and then fighting with five on the defensive glass. So we have to rebound at a high level. Then offensively, we have to be far more consistent taking care of the basketball. It's something that really sunk us at McNeese State. Obviously, they're one of the best in the country in forcing turnovers. And I think we played in their hands with some carelessness, with some soft touches with the ball. And we have to do a much better job of that moving forward as well.
And just, I guess, my final question for you, Coach. I know you guys aren't looking towards that tournament just yet, but I just want to ask you, if everything clicks into place while you guys are there and you make a deep run into the tournament, what would that personally mean for you?
I don't know. That just feels so far away right now, right? As far as we don't know who we're playing, we don't, pie in the sky and all that kind of stuff. A deep conference tournament run would be fantastic. That's obviously everybody's dream as they get into this sport and this business, whether it's a player, whether it's a coach, student manager, anybody in between. You want to go as far as you can in March Madness, so to speak. So that'd be fantastic, and it really wouldn't be a personal thing. It'd be for our guys. Our guys have shown so much grit and resilience, and they've shown just a commitment to doing this thing the right way, and we have one of the highest GPAs for a basketball team in school history, and they've just done such a fantastic job. So for them to be rewarded at the end of this thing, I think would be just, and that would be beautiful. But as we know, life's not like that, and sports isn't like that. So we just have to take care of business and control our controllables, and do it one step at a time, starting with practice tomorrow, and putting ourselves in a position to be able to compete on Saturday.
All right. Coach, you guys are number one in free throw percentage, number one in three-pointers made, three-point field goal percentage, assists in the conference. What's been the biggest change in those areas from last year to this year for you guys?
Yeah, I think we led the conference last year in three-pointers made. I think we're top 15 in the country in three-pointers made last season as well. So it's something, our style of play, our pace, our spacing, the emphasis that we place on, bringing in high-level shooters and guys that can really stroke it from deep is, that's going to be evident. So that's fantastic. But I think for ourselves, for this season, I should say, I think our guys have just, they've shown some real mental toughness as far as executing offensively, right? It's been a little bit less just letting it rip in transition a little bit more in the half court, a little bit more methodical, a little bit more intentional and purposeful in the half court, and getting great shots, manufacturing great shots for each other. I think the assist numbers reflect that as well. So, I'm proud of our guys by and large as far as execution. It's something that we can get far better at as far as discipline. But the numbers are saying that we're doing a lot of good things, and I'd like for that to continue and to continue to improve.